I've been going through a real John Cougar Mellencamp phase lately.
Oh, yeah? What period?
Doing a lot of the 90s and 2000s stuff.
Human Wheels?
Yeah, which is a better record than I remember it being. I mention this because Mellencamp has a greatest hits package that he calls The Best I Could Do, which I think is a great title for a greatest hits package, and I feel like that's kind of what this is, the top 5 things. It's the best we could do, you know, given our limitations.
Well, for these prices.
There's that. This is Dave and Darren's top 5 things, a review of what we got done on our morning show, which you can hear every morning, weekdays at least, on Planet 93.9. The podcast is powered by Nature's Treatment of Illinois.
They have 2 locations, Tech Drive in Milan and West Main Street in Galesburg. Both of those, Milan and Galesburg, open 7 days a week. The Milan store offers both medicinal and recreational. Galesburg is recreational only. Make sure you sign up for the newsletter and connect with Nature's Treatment on Twitter and also Instagram.
Number one.
Number one.
There's this story out of Alabama that if you saw it on a TV show, you'd say, oh, come on, that's a bit much. But it's true, Darren. It's like they say, truth, often stranger than fiction. Alabama man shot by his wife's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
That's not that unusual.
Roll damn tide.
The thing is, the wife's boyfriend was secretly living in the couple's home.
I'm here.
Mobile.
I'm living in the walls.
This is a lot for me to learn all at once.
So was the husband up and the boyfriend thought he was a prowler?
The Mobile County Sheriff's Office said the wife told her husband that there was an intruder in their home.
Oh boy, she's playing both of them, isn't she?
So he gets a gun out because it's like, okay, there's an intruder in the house. This is what I've been training for. Finally, welcome to my parlor, said the spotter to the fly. This is in Creola, Alabama. He armed himself with a gun. The men shot each other and both went to the hospital.
But neither one dead.
The sheriff's office says that Michael Amacker, the wife's boyfriend for over a year, had been living at the house shortly before the shooting. Sheriff's Office Captain Paul Birch telling the news down there in Alabama that she, quote, had been allowing him to stay within the home for a couple of days, providing him food.
Now, does he understand that he got double-crossed? Has he figured that out yet?
See, you suspect that this is some sort of Hitchcock double indemnity where she's some sort of mastermind trying to get rid of them both.
Right.
I don't know that that's the case.
You think she forgot that he was living there and she thought really there was a prowler?
Darren, I got a lot on my mind. I can't keep track of everybody that come and go in the place.
And where did you say they live again?
This is in Alabama.
Yeah.
Creola, Alabama.
Sounds charming.
It does sound like a particularly beautiful part of the state. She'd been allowing him to stay within the home for a couple of days, providing him with food. The police also saying, quote, there were bottles of urine in the room, which indicated he'd been there for a little while.
I'm going to need to keep those.
I can't have you go in the bathroom in the middle of the night. My husband will find out.
What was that flushing sound?
All right, why don't you give me a milk jug and I'll just go in the milk jug then. Sheriff's office has not uncovered a motive for the wife telling her husband that Amacker was an intruder. Investigators saying that after the shooting, she was too intoxicated to be interviewed.
No more questions.
You can get away with that? So your boyfriend and husband shot each other because you told your husband that your boyfriend was a prowler. And when the cops are asking you questions, you're like, you got any idea how drunk I am right now? I can't answer none of these questions.
Let's take a look at this with tomorrow's eyes.
You got any idea how much moonshine and probably some pills I done taken? I don't know which one's my husband, which one's a prowler, which one's my boyfriend. They could all be the same fella for all I know. A Macker is in jail on charges of attempted murder, possession of a firearm with an altered serial number, and possession of a controlled
Yeah, I
substance.
guess you wouldn't have to have them both killed, just both locked up, right?
This happened Sunday night around 9 p.m.
I've got a gut full of pills right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
The homeowner and the husband shot in the chest.
Oh, direct hit.
He then shot the boyfriend multiple times, striking him in the lower leg and elbow. Yeah, I hope you didn't hit none of them in the private parts, as I need one of them alive for that. Of course, after I come down off of what can only be described as an indescribable drunk right now. During the investigation, detectives discovered the homeowner's wife, Tracy, alerted her husband an intruder was inside the home.
That's Tracy with an I.
It's actually with a Y.
With a Y?
Yeah, I would have lost money on that, too. In fact, I'd be willing to say Tracy with an I, and she dots it with a little heart, y'all. But no, Tracy with a Y. Tracy knew the intruder and had been having a relationship with him for over a year. She was providing him with food and more, it says here. Like he's a pet.
I'll put out some chicken scraps.
Here's some chicken what my husband didn't done finish.
Here's some milk. Here's some milk on a plate.
You can come back and I'm gonna need some more jugs. I'm about filled up here with my urine. All right, but keep it down. Your stream is so loud when it hits the bottom of the jug. I need you to quiet that down. We're gonna get caught, baby. Possession of a firearm with an altered serial number. He is a convicted felon. It also says here ICE charges are forthcoming. ICE? So this guy's not even supposed to be in the country?
Now be quiet and I'll bring you some beef gristle later.
She has now since been arrested on a drug charge. There's Tracy. Lovely Southern belle.
Uh-huh.
Tracy is someone who's got a real zest for living. She showed up for an interview once, I was going to say once things wore off, but it says here that she showed up for the interview with investigators. She appeared to be high. Deputies then searched her car where they found meth. All of her answers were very concise. She's been charged with possession of a controlled substance. I don't know. Maybe don't bring your meth to the investigation of your husband and boyfriend shooting each other. Wow.
Just trying to stay alert.
The captain here telling the news down there, Fox 10 News in Alabama, that both Amaker and Tracy were both high on methamphetamine at the time of the shooting. But this poor husband, imagine that you're coming to and it's like the man who shot you was actually living in your house and he's been stooping your wife
In
for a
your
year.
walls.
Living in the walls. He's not a bat. That's the problem, man. Once you get one of them boyfriends in your house, they will find a way to get back in. You got to go in professionally, seal all that up. You seal all that business up, or otherwise they will be in your walls. They'll come down your roof. Next thing you know, they're going to the bathroom in your jugs. You got any empty bottles? Full of urine, I guarantee it. You got yourself your wife's boyfriend living in the house right now. Yeah, Tracy, my advice would be take a car that's clean when you go and get interviewed by the cops in whatever twisted hillbilly days of our lives situation you got going on down there in Creola, Alabama. It's particularly lovely part of the state, I'm sure. They say Creola is gateway to the Mobile River Delta. Population 1,926.
Only 2 last names in the whole town.
Everybody is somebody's husband and or boyfriend. Well, we hope the best for this man as he recovers and starts to piece together, as you're putting together this long sordid tale from the comfort of your hospital bed. Hang on a second now. That man in the house weren't no intruder? She was done feeding him what now? All my chicken scraps? Hell no! I can't stay mad at Tracy though. Baby, I love you so much. You wish him the best. I hope these star-crossed lovers are able to figure it out.
Number 2.
I have 2 quick celebrity stories I wanted to share with you. One is Jessica Chastain, who will be portraying Tammy Faye Baker in a new movie.
Okay.
She's saying that she thinks the extensive Tammy Faye makeup that she wore in the movie may have done permanent damage to her skin.
Well, that's not the best.
In an interview with the LA Times, she says it took 4 hours a day to make her look like Tammy Faye Baker, who obviously put on a lot of makeup. The longest it ever took was 7 hours. And she says, I think for sure I've done some permanent damage to my skin on this.
That's probably about as much time as Tammy Faye Baker put into it, right?
Oh, at least. At least. She says you're wearing this makeup all day and the weight of it on your body, it stretches your skin out. I took the makeup off and I was like, wait, I look 50 years old.
Well, how old is she?
Well, she's in her late 30s, right?
Okay. Taking a shot at 50-year-olds.
Well, you don't want to look 50 when you're in your 30s. I get that. The Eyes of Tammy Faye will be out next month. Here's just a quick look at her.
Uh-huh.
It just seems like you wouldn't want to ruin your skin for a movie, would you?
And what kind of movie? Is this a TV movie?
I don't know where it'll be. The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Andrew Garfield plays Jim Baker.
Or is this going to be on TBN?
I can promise you it won't be on TBN. That's not happening.
Right after a very special Huckabee.
Meanwhile, Sir Michael Caine is admitting that he spent 8 years of his life trying not to blink.
What?
To perfect his acting technique.
What? What does that mean?
Michael Caine is 88 years old.
Okay.
And he explained that a book that was called Teach Yourself Film Acting featured a tip in it
That's
to never blink, which led him to spending 8 years of his life trying to never close his eyelids.
And that helps you with acting?
He says here, quote, one thing that did stick in my mind was, don't blink. You must never blink. For the next 8 years, I walked around trying not to blink. People around me, my mother and everybody, thought I had gone nuts. They thought I was a psychopath. I used to frighten the life out of people. If I never blink, they'll put me in movies.
So he did this as a young actor.
Yeah, it earned him the nickname Snake Eyes in school. Don't blink. Just walking around, never blinking, Michael Caine. Not the only actor to mention this technique. Sir Anthony Hopkins said that the never blinking technique helped him play Hannibal Lecter in Silence of the Lambs.
Huh.
Anthony Hopkins saying, if you don't blink, you know you can keep the audience mesmerized. It's not so much not blinking, it's just being still. Stillness has an economy and a power about it.
Can I admit something?
Yeah?
I don't like talking about blinking.
Why is that? Because it makes you want to blink?
No, because it makes you think about blinking. And thinking of blinking can drive you a little mad.
Because it's something you don't have to think about.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Now you're thinking about
it on purpose.
Right.
I must blink.
Yes.
But walking around spending 8 years of your life never blinking, thinking that was going to get you into movies. I mean, it ended up working out. He's Sir Michael Caine for crying out loud.
Talking about blinking makes me uncomfortable.
Do you think he may have I'm looking at a picture here. He's wearing eyeglasses. Now, you think that's because he walked around and damaged his eyes? Or is it because he's 88 years old?
Well, I think, this is like 70 years after the fact.
Right. Does he get to be Ebenezer Scrooge in a Muppet Christmas Carol if he blinks his eyes as a young man? I guess we don't know.
Is that his signature role?
Oh, I don't think there's anything else that he's done that's worth mentioning.
That was his biggest one.
What the hell else has he done that's worth mentioning? He's in that Muppet movie where he's Scrooge.
Right.
And he's in a Jaws movie. Right?
Which Jaws was he in?
He's in Jaws 4.
Huh.
Yeah. Jaws The Revenge. The final Jaws movie.
Didn't turn down a lot, did he?
No. No, Michael Caine very famously saying that he just wanted the money. Jaws 4. Keep in mind, Michael Caine had already been nominated for the Academy Award 3 times when he took the role in Jaws 4.
Does he survive Jaws 4?
I'll be frank. I've never watched it in its entirety.
What is your inkling that he survives?
Well,
that he perishes?
You can't kill Michael Caine, right?
You don't think he gets eaten by Jaws?
Caine and his family were preparing to move from L.A. to England, and they were having a house built, but the building costs ended up being way more than they anticipated.
So I'll take it.
He was experiencing a bit of a dry spell acting, and things were getting worrisome. Then he got a deal to be in Jaws 4 for a week's worth of work. They paid him $1.5 million.
Boy.
Caine says of Jaws 4, quote, "I have never seen the film, but by all accounts it was terrible. However, I have seen the house that it built, and it is terrific."
Well, there you go. Keep things in perspective.
Number 3. Three.
I would say of the two of us, I'm probably more of the gadget-ophile. I'm probably somebody who runs out and buys gadgets. I think you're a little bit more level-headed.
Once I have a good can opener, that's all I need.
Right. See, I have a can opener that I purchased a couple of months ago that's to open up cans of beer. It's called the Draft Top. I wasted money on this stupid thing. You put it on the top of your can of beer, and you roll it around, and it takes the top right off the can, so your can then becomes like a little glass.
So that you can cut your lips on it, huh?
Well, no, you don't at all. When it works great, and then, it's really more for, like, craft beer isn't meant to be consumed through a can. Normally you would pour it in a glass, so if you can just take the top off, you get the aroma that you want, right? Because the problem with drinking beer out of a can, and I can see you, even though I'm not looking at you, I can see you rolling your eyes. You want that aroma to hit you in the nose, and the can top blocks that. So I bought this Draft Top thing, and it doesn't work for anything. And now they're saying, 2.0, we think we've got it figured out. I'm done. And it goes in the pile of gadgets that I've purchased that I had to have, and now I think, what was I thinking? I mentioned this.
Now, why do you have a pile?
Because I go nuts for gadgets.
Why not throw it out?
Well, because I spent good money on it, didn't I?
Yeah, okay.
Throw it out. I don't know. It could come in handy someday.
And what'd that go for?
I think I spent like $10 for the Draft Top can opener. It didn't break me. I mean, it's not one of the great regrets of my life. I'm just telling you, you're the sort of person who would never dream to buy something like that. I'm trying to pay you a compliment because you're
listen,
more.
I'm the one who bought the Mr. Happy hot dog, so don't give me too much credit.
That's right. Explain for new listeners what the Mr. Happy hot dog was.
Basically, you put a hot dog in this thing, and it cut it up in such a way that it made it look like one of those balloons that you put out in front of a furniture store to draw attention that you've got a sale going on.
But you bought that for a young person.
I bought
in your
that
life.
for yes.
Yeah,
I bought
see,
that
you had
for
a reason. Listen, of Dave or Darren, which one would be more likely to sell the only cow we have for 3 magic beans? It would be me, right? I'm the rube on the midway. I'm looking at a list here.
I don't know about magic beans, but you would sell the last cow that we have for whatever Apple just came out with.
Yes, it's true. I'm looking here at a list of gadgets, must-have gadgets for your shower. And I'm embarrassed to admit I've done this. I've bought a couple of these gimmicks. Now, one was more utilitarian. That would be a mirror for the shower. Because I found
Thinking you were going to shave in there?
Yeah, I thought, well, this will be great. I can shave while I'm in the shower.
Or I can look at things.
No, I can just look at things. I don't need to see the reflection of things. I could just look at it. But with a shower mirror, I thought, well, this would be terrific because I can get that done in the shower and
Although
save
it steams
time.
up and then you can't really see what you're doing.
Right. That's the issue I had with it.
That's the issue I could have told you were going to have. With
Well, but it says that, with this mirror, it won't fog up.
Uh-huh.
And it like the first 2 or 3 times you use it, it doesn't fog up, and then it does.
Uh-huh.
Right? So it was, I thought, a way to save money, a mirror in the bathroom shower.
Mirror in the bathroom.
I've also gone along and purchased a radio for the shower. Had that for a while. And I realized...
How long do you shower?
Yeah, that was the issue.
And again, that's the issue I could have told.
It didn't occur to me. Didn't occur to me that I really didn't need a radio in the shower because I'm in there for like 3 minutes. I don't need... And also, I listen to the radio enough just because of what I do for a living.
I take a longer shower than 3 minutes, but still, I don't need the radio.
Yeah, that was kind of what I discovered, was that I was putting all of these D batteries in my shower to turn on the radio.
Shower VHS. If you see that, pass.
I mean, I spent so much time listening to the radio. Frankly, to have a couple of minutes where I'm not listening to anything is probably better for me.
Absolutely.
Right? So that was another thing. That one I did throw out. The mirror and the shower radio I threw out years and years ago.
Actually threw it out.
Yeah.
Good
yeah,
for you.
Those are long gone. I don't even think either of those items made it to the house when we moved like 12 years ago.
Good idea.
Those would have been innovations that I added when I had your brother redo my bathroom at my house in Davenport.
Innovation.
I want somebody to do something about all the flies in here. Now I'm looking at this colored LED shower head, and I'm thinking, well, that could be fun.
Oh, boy.
There's a light inside the shower head,
Yeah, you're going to have a party.
and it turns the water different colors.
Yeah.
That could be fun. The shower head is powered by water pressure. It's an LED light that produces 8 different colors. Mm-hmm. You don't need any tools to install it. It just screws right into the water connection. I don't know. I think that could be...
That would be perfect for your next silent disco.
There's a shower wine holder for people that like to drink wine in the shower.
That's going to go badly.
Yeah, I'm not going to...
Someone's going to need stitches.
The days of me consuming alcohol in the shower are long, long gone. That's something the first time you do it, the first time you have a shower beer, you think, this is terrific. Look at this. And then when you do it again, you think, I need help. This isn't right.
Is there any place I don't drink?
How about a bloody bath mat? It's a bath mat that looks like any
water.
white regular bathroom floor covering when it's dry, but when you get it wet, it changes to blood red. So when you step out of the shower, it looks like blood's pouring out of your foot.
Which is fine until you actually are bleeding and you don't realize it because you cut yourself on the wine glass that you had in the shower.
Finally, the shower dry erase board. You have a lot of your best ideas in the shower.
Or leave a message for the next person.
It's a whiteboard.
Get milk.
The shower idea whiteboard comes with a completely waterproof wax pen, so your good ideas aren't washed down the drain. Package also includes an eraser that wipes the board clean. The board attaches to your shower wall with a sturdy suction cup. So when you have those great shower thoughts, you don't want to lose them. You can just write them down there in the shower.
Buy soap.
I don't know.
Need more shampoo.
I don't know. I don't know that I hate that idea. I've had some really good ideas in the shower, and then by the time I finish drying off, I can't remember what they were. Who knows where I'd be now if I had written down some of my great shower ideas. Some of my shower ideas are just for me to know about. But there, who knows? I could have had some sort of great innovation.
I really shouldn't write this down. This is just
nobody's
This
business.
is just creating evidence.
Number 4. 4.
Can I ask you this question? 4 ounces of weed. Is that a lot of weed? 4 ounces.
That's a decent amount.
Kid in Iowa City's in some trouble. Kyle Clark. A very large bag of marijuana tumbled out of his shirt.
Mm-hmm.
This happened on Saturday night. There was a disturbance there in Iowa City in an apartment building. When the cops showed up, they discovered Kyle Clark and another man face-to-face yelling at each other. Upon spotting the Iowa City Police Department officers, Clark tried to walk away, but the cops noticed that he had, quote, a very large bulge under his shirt
You mean a liver belly?
near the waistline, like he was trying to hide something.
That's a liver belly.
When a cop asked if the protuberance was a bag of weed, it says here Clark tried to walk down the stairs, which was a dead end. 3 o'clock in the morning, the Iowa City cops placed the handcuffs on him, and it was then that a, quote, very large bag of marijuana fell from under his shirt. He immediately claimed it wasn't his.
Well, I can tell you what, that's not mine.
What?
Smoke weed every day.
It fell from your shirt.
Yes.
How is it not yours?
It's not my shirt. Your Honor, Your Eminence.
Why did he have 4 ounces of weed nestled against his belly? I don't have that information. It's not in the report that the Iowa City cops filled out for us here. He was charged with felony and misdemeanor drug counts, booked into the Johnson County Jail.
Oh, boy.
He got out late Saturday morning. That's not mine. You can't prove that that's mine just because it fell.
This is the existential situation is what we have here.
116 grams. Why do we use the metric system for weed? That's 4 ounces, right? That's what that works out to. Why is it when you get in trouble for drugs, they always go to the metric system? Is that to further confuse people? But 4 ounces is a decent
It's a healthy
size.
amount. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a healthy amount.
That's not something you can just polish off yourself on a early Saturday in Iowa City, right? You would have to have some help.
Your throat would be cashed.
It means I'm gonna smoke a lot of weed tonight. Woo!
Yeah, you might want to get started soon because that
You know,
you're too excited, man.
It's not necessary to smoke that much, folks.
So yeah, this guy was pot bellied. Is what the
Yes.
joke everyone's making here on the text line. Yes, he was. Good stuff.
It's just that good.
Hey, we're right back to say
It's almost like you had an uncontrollable physical reaction.
I did. My body rejected the puns. Stop. Like a caged animal here.
5. Number 5.
With another anniversary coming up for Nevermind, that means Spencer Eldon is back in the news.
Now, who's Spencer Eldon?
Spencer Eldon is the 30-year-old man who was a baby back in 1991, whose photo is on the cover.
Oh, that baby needs to put some swim trunks on.
Well, that's an argument now. The surviving members of Nirvana and the estate of Kurt Cobain are all now being sued by Spencer Eldon, the baby who's swimming after the dollar on a hook. Which I'd like to point out that was added later on. He wasn't really swimming after a little bit of a 1991 Photoshop job going on there. The baby on the cover of Nevermind is suing the band Nirvana, claiming that the band violated federal child pornography statutes and is arguing now child sexual exploitation.
Was that a public pool or a private pool?
What difference does that make?
Well, I don't think you can let babies swim naked in public pools.
Sure you can.
I've never seen one. I mean, even the littlest baby has swim trunks on at the public pool.
That's probably true. There was the photographer who took the picture called Eldon's dad. They were friends.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, you want to make $200 and throw your kid in the drink? And the dad said, I was like, what's up? And he's like, well, I'm shooting kids all this week. Why don't you meet me at the Rose Bowl and throw your kid in the drink? And we had just a big party at the pool, and no one had any idea what was going on.
Did he know he was doing an album cover?
The dad?
No, the photographer.
I don't think so.
So is this is a photo that Nirvana just stumbled upon?
Yeah, that's how that works.
Oh, okay. So okay. Well, I mean, a lot of times people, musical acts know that they have a cover being shot.
Yes. And sometimes.
They just use stock footage, huh?
Exactly.
Huh.
Kirk Weddle is the photographer. He's also named in this lawsuit. Spencer, again, the 30-year-old man who was the baby on the Nevermind cover, says he suffered lifelong damages as a result of being the baby on the album cover. And he also says his legal guardians never signed a release authorizing the use of any images of Spencer or his likeness, and certainly not of commercial child pornography depicting him. He is suing for distribution of private sexually explicit materials, negligence, and what's being described as a sex trafficking venture, where little Eldon was forced to engage in commercial sexual acts while under the age of 18 years old. He is seeking damages, attorney fees, and an injunction to prohibit all parties from continuing to engage in the unlawful acts and practices described herein.
And an injunction.
This kid never had a problem with any of it until someone whispered in his ear, you could sue them, you know. Lawsuit stating here the permanent harm Eldon has proximately suffered includes, but is not limited to, extreme and permanent emotional distress with physical manifestations, interference with his normal development and educational progress, lifelong loss of income earning capacity, loss of past and future wages, past and future expenses for medical and psychological treatment, loss of enjoyment of life, and other losses to be described and proven at trial of this matter.
See, I don't know what he looks like at age 30.
Well, you would know that because he shows up all the time recreating the picture.
Does he?
All the time.
I guess I've never seen that.
Yes, he's
because I
constantly.
could pass him in the street and not know that it was him.
Right. How would that come up in it for like losing wages? Anything else you'd like to tell us here, the job interview? He has recreated this image many, many times.
Okay. Like every 10 years?
Every couple of years. The first time he did it was when he was 10.
And he's naked when he does it?
No, I think he's not. I don't think he's naked. The argument is that the lawyer makes a case here that because he's chasing a dollar underwater, the dollar bill makes the infant look like a sex worker. What? He wants $150,000 from each of the 15 defendants, including the photographer, Dave Grohl, Chris Novoselic, the executor of Kurt Cobain's estate, Courtney Love, and Chad Channing. Now, Chad Channing is an interesting person to sue for $150,000 because he was the drummer of Nirvana who left the band in 1990.
What about the pool owner? What about the people that clean the pool?
Get the pool boy involved.
What about the person who provided the hook?
Well, that's drawn in.
That's what I'm going to sue clip art.
Yeah, every time he's taken the picture since then, he's wearing a swimsuit. This is an interview he did in 2008. He says, it's kind of creepy that many people have seen me naked. I feel like I'm the world's biggest porn star.
You're not.
Mm-hmm. His parents were paid $200 for the shoot. He says that this is in 2008.
Sign here and sign here.
In 2008, he said that he would use pickup lines on chicks to say, quote, "You want to see my penis again?"
How'd that work for him?
I mean,
Hit and miss?
I don't know, man. I don't know. It seems like if anyone's made it about creepy stuff, it's you, dude. Like, I don't know. It's just, he's not going to get a penny, right?
Don't know.
Because you never had a problem with it until you're 30? That seems strange. He was 4 months old when he appeared on the album cover. And he wants $150,000 from 15 different people.
So, okay, so then this was a recent photo. How did Nirvana get their hands on the photo?
Well, he was a commercial photographer, Darren.
Yeah.
So when you're looking for album covers, that's...
Okay. Because it was just recently taken. It wasn't anything that had been sitting around for years.
No.
I just took these pictures.
Yeah, you right. As to how, like, you want to know, like, how Cobain chose that picture? The circumstances of how that happened? I'm sure they were, I think if I remember the story correctly, he was just kind of going through commercial pictures and decided, oh, wait a minute, we could do something with this.
And that struck his eye, huh?
I think so. There was something about the baby swimming in the water that spoke to Cobain. The album cover, he's again swimming underwater with a dollar bill on a fish hook. Cobain said he conceived the idea while watching a television program on water births with Dave Grohl. Cobain mentioned it to the art director of Geffen, which was their label, and that would be Robert Fisher. So Robert Fisher then went and found stock footage of underwater births. The problem with underwater births is that's
Sure.
far too graphic for a record company to use. And the stock house that controlled the photo of a swimming baby wanted $7,500 a year for its use. So instead, the art director for Geffen, Robert Fisher, sent this photographer, Kirk Weddle, to a pool for babies to take pictures.
Okay, so the idea was already in motion.
Yes. 5 shots resulted, and the band settled on the image of 4-month-old Spencer Eldon, the son of a friend of the photographer. The label at the time was concerned that the infant's penis visible in the photo would cause offense, and they prepared an alternate cover without it. They relented when Cobain said the only compromise he would accept would be a sticker covering the penis that said, "If you're offended by this, you must be a closet pedophile." It's, it's as album covers go, that's one of the most iconic album covers of all time. And this kid's just looking to get paid is all this is, right? That's not really... I mean, is it the Scorpions or Traffic that has the...
Traffic.
Traffic's the one that has, like, actual child pornography as a album cover, right? There's, like, a topless 13-year-old girl. Now, that's gross. I don't know how that even happened in the first place. But a 4-month-old baby in a swimming pool is not pornography.
Well, with the water being the way it is, couldn't you have made things a little bit blurry?
Like, blur it out?
Yeah, it's water.
Yeah, I don't know. This kid's not getting it. Just seems weird that now that he's 30, he's saying that picture ruined his life. Nobody had to know that it was you. It could be, this kid's been doing press for 30 years on this photo. I also read, too, that part of the reason that he brought the suit forward was he's been trying to get a hold of Dave Grohl on, like, a friendly basis, and Grohl's not answering his calls. I think he thinks that he and Dave Grohl should be best friends.
The only call that Dave Grohl won't take.
Yeah. It's this guy.
He's willing to speak to anybody else.
It's true.
And hang out with anybody else and play with anybody else.
I'd rather not talk to the baby from the Nevermind cover.
It's the baby again.
Tell him I'm busy.
Oh, no, it's the baby.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Dun, dun, dun. He sees a shadow. The baby. The baby's here.
Every time Dave Grohl goes to the pool, he's got to look around. That baby's not in the water, is he? You don't need this. Not today.
Is it all over, Rock?
I guess so.
I didn't think it'd be like this.
Yeah, Mellencamp for me, to get back to what I was saying at the beginning of the show, that's like my pumpkin spice. For me, Mellencamp is the sound of autumn.
Is it?
Yeah, and particularly like Lonesome Jubilee. But I've been spending time with some of the other records, and yeah, I mean, it's just sometimes every once in a while I like to just unplug from what we get done on the
You just
station.
put on your old FFA jacket and sit on a hay bale and
sometimes. Yes,
and wait,
sometimes.
And wait for a little freckle-faced autumn girl to come home.
Mm-hmm. That's going, and then we go to the Tasty Freeze and we suck on some chili dogs, and then someone calls the cops on us.
You know,
Tale as old as time, Darren.
I've never seen anyone eat a hot dog like that.
Well, I'm not eating it. I'm pleasuring it. I'm pleasuring it.
Try using your teeth.
That's it for Dave and Darren's top 5
We're going to be here all night.
No, just suck on it. Let's just suck on the chili dog.
I'm going to lick that chili dog. I'm going to lick the chili off the chili dog.
I do what I please. Check his head. Thanks for listening to the top 5 things. We also want to thank Nature's Treatment of Illinois for sponsoring it.
Yeah, the Milan store offers both medicinal and recreational. Galesburg is recreational only. Nature's Treatment offers a wide selection of products for recreational use, including flower, vapes, edibles, and so much more. The recreational waiting lists are available. Reserve your time at ntillinois.com.
Until we get a chance to do it for you again, hang loose, kooks.
And you stay classy and safe, Quad Cities.
Come on, Quad Cities, represent. This is for the Quad Cities record spot. Davenport, yeah, we keeping it locked. Rock Island, come on, and it just don't stop. East Moline, yeah, they keeping it hot.
That's it. The game's over, okay? The game's over. Let the new games begin.